Nice.
Imagine an attacker invading your home and you don't have the appropriate weapon to protect yourself and your family from harm. Home defense is a general topic, and many people have preferences regarding the best weapons and calibers used for their home defense. In most cases, their skill sets, knowledge levels, budget, and physical abilities influence their decision. Welcome back to the U.S. Marines channel. We have created a new video for you, and it is about the best weapons and calibers for your home defense. Before we dive in, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's go. Before we check out the best weapons for your home defense, you should know the best calibers to protect your home. After all, the caliber of a gun is just as important as other components, right? Number 6, the .44 Magnum. As a shooter, you immediately have a taste of what power is when you shoot from a .44 Magnum caliber. To effectively use the .44 Magnum, you must get used to the recoil and the caliber range. Because of how heavy the recoil can be, new shooters must take several practices to get used to it. When shooting the .44 Magnum, the shooter has to be extremely careful of how they do it, or the gun will come flying out of their hands due to the tremendous recoil power. But when used for self-defense, the .44 Magnum is so powerful that it would send shivers down the spine of the most hardened criminals. It could take down a human being, penetrate engine blocks, disable getaway cars, and go through a wall and steel doors. Even when you miss a shot from the .44 Magnum, you would see the large hole it made. Number 5, 12 gauge. When you want a short gun as your home defense weapon, the 12 gauge should be your go-to caliber. For less than 50 yards, the 12 gauge is one of the most dangerous calibers you can ever fire at anyone. An intruder seeing that one is carrying a 12 gauge caliber rifle for close combat will drive them away. Any 12 gauge gun delivers over an ounce of lead and fires at speed above 1,000 feet per second. On a scale of 1 to 5, the penetration rate of a 12 gauge rifle stands at a well-deserved 5. One problem with 12 gauge rifles is the range. It can only be effective when you fire it within 75 yards. Anything bigger than this will render it ineffective. Of course, for the type of power and penetration this caliber packs, it has a very heavy penetration. For beginners, you need much practice to effectively and efficiently use this caliber. Number 4, the .45 ACP. When you pull the trigger of a .45 ACP, you will understand why its creator invented this type of caliber. It was introduced in 1911 by John Browning with the sole purpose of knocking people down. Over the years, this caliber has evolved to become more refined and powerful. When you pull the trigger, the .45 ACP delivers a slower, much heavier bullet than many of its counterparts. The heavy bullet coming out of this caliber is potent, as it can take down any human being in its way. Its bone-crushing 200, 225, or 230 grain bullet allows a shooter to deliver the deadliest shots during combat. The .45 ACP can also penetrate doors and some walls. Number 3, the .40 Smith Wesson. This type of caliber was created in 1990 and originally developed to match the performance of the FBI's reduced velocity 10mm auto. Several modifications made this caliber quite different from the 10mm auto in some ways. It had a shortened case length and power charge. Another important modification, differentiating it from the 10mm auto, is removing the extra empty space. The .40 Smith & Wesson recoil can be challenging to tame by beginners and inexperienced shooters. It has a reputation for having a snappy recoil and significant muzzle rise. This type of caliber shoots projectiles at only 396 foot-pounds of energy, which is 150 FPS slower than the original 10mm auto. Number 2, the .38 Special. It shouldn't be surprising that the .38 Special made the list of the best calibers for home defense. This type of caliber's greatest quality is that it is not very expensive to buy, and it is readily available and in stock for users in most cases. Although the .38 Special doesn't have the best recoil, it has ample stopping power, which is good enough for its purpose. Since the recoil of this caliber is very mild, it is often recommended for women and other soft shooters. On the technical side, the .38 Special cartridges have a SAMI pressure specification of 17,000 psi, making it slower than some of its counterparts. For its capacity, the .38 Special usually holds 5 to 6 rounds of ammo. Number 1. 9mm Luger. The 9mm Luger is also called 9x19 Parabellum and is one of the leading best calibers for self-defense. Sometime in the past, the 9mm wasn't often rated as the best caliber for home defense. But things have changed, as several law enforcement agencies and citizens now use this caliber in droves. One thing that makes it attractive is the recoil. The 9mm, compared to other larger calibers, has a recoil that can be placed in the mild category. Remember that a caliber with a heavy recoil makes it harder to consistently maintain accuracy while shooting. On penetration, the 9mm offers bullets that hit its target faster and harder. The ammo capacity of the 9mm varies but provides a greater bullet capacity than most home defense calibers. Now you know the different calibers best suited for home defense. Let's look at the best weapons for the same purpose. Number 3. Shotguns. Shotguns are one of the most popular home defense weapons around the world. For starters, a good shotgun can take down any human-sized threat that blocks its way in one shot. The bullet wound it leaves in the body can be cruel to watch. One of the many benefits of using a shotgun is that it is much easier to aim than many other categories of home defense weapons. But beginners should take note of the tremendous recoil if they don't want to send the gun flying from their hands. If anyone is being honest, shotguns have this intimidating factor. Even criminals know the devastating effect of shotguns, so they tend to be afraid of them even when there's no bullets contained in them. The shotgun is also versatile and can be modified to suit any particular use case. You can adjust the gun to suit your preferred recoil, stopping power, and pattern density. There are many types of shotguns, such as pump action, semi-automatic, and break action. The pump action is usually easier to use, while the semi-automatic shoots bullets faster, and the break action is slower to reload. Some examples of shotguns to consider for your home defense are Benelli M4, Mossberg 930 Tactical, Beretta 1301, Remington TAC 14 or TAC 13, Beretta 1301 Tactical, and Armscore VR80. Number 2. Pistols and handguns. Many people use handguns primarily because of their portability and cheapness. A handgun or pistol is easier to use and operate than a shotgun. For beginners, handguns are the go-to weapon to learn, as a beginner won't have issues getting over the basics of learning how to operate the gun. In most cases, the major things one needs to learn while using handguns are safe loading, unloading, and firing. Handguns also have a low recoil, which makes it easy for even novice shooters to pick it up and defend themselves. Despite its simplicity, having a handgun for home defense is just a bit better than being empty-handed. The bullet penetration and power of handguns are usually lower than other weapons categories. Some recommendations of handguns that protect your home include Beretta, Glock 19 Gen 5, Smith Wesson 686, Glock 17 Gen 5, and SIG P320. Number 1. Rifles. Rifles are the best bet if you are looking for variety and a home defense that gives you a sense of protection in any given situation. The most important thing to note about rifles is that they fire cartridges faster than other categories of home defense weapons. The most apparent benefit of rifles is the variety and the level of penetration it offers. With a rifle, you can be sure of penetrating through the body of a human attacker, even if they are wearing soft body armor. Most recently, home invaders now wear soft body armor to carry out their exploits. Having a rifle available makes one stand up to the challenge. Conversely, a beginner might need more training to use these weapons. For recommendations, some of the best home defense rifles include Springfield Armory St. Victor, Remington R4 Operator, PSA Gen 416, and Kel-Tec Sub 2000. We have come to the end of the video. In the comments section, tell us your favorite home defense caliber and weapon in the video. Remember to subscribe to the US Marines channel and hit the bell button to receive more videos like this.